Welcome to Recycled Oregon. Stay up to date with the current scrap trends and explore the daily life of managing a continuous stream of recycled metals. Delivered to you by B&K Auto Salvage and Recycling, here's today's host, Bo Boston.
Well, welcome back to another episode of the Scrap Confidential, Recycled Oregon. I've got Jordan Rogers here with me. Jordan, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Beautiful Thursday.
It is.
Yeah.
It is May 22nd for those of you that are watching or listening, and this probably isn't going to come out till June because, well, we're just way behind this month.
Yeah.
This is kind of just thrown together last minute, but we're going to make sure we get one of these out each month, and so you may get two in June the way things are shaking out. But wanted to introduce Jordan while I've got a chance. He's in the background. He runs the cameras. He's running the audio. He's making this thing come together along with the team at Recycled Media there in Idaho. So wanted to put a face to it. If you guys follow us on TikTok or any of the other social media stuff that we post up, you'll see Jordan either creating the drone videos and or out there taking photos, running cameras, setting things up, GoPros, etc. So, shoot, Jordan, we've kind of just thrown it all at you here of late, haven't we?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of Photoshop work, web maintenance, which is kind of my own deal. It's part of my job, but and GoPro work and just, a lot of responsibilities in the back end of Scrapyard you wouldn't really realize. You said from drone videos, footage, this to, web maintenance to the little IT problems we run into here and there that are, people who don't know IT can be frustrating, but
Absolutely.
For me, normally it's a quick fix. I've run into a couple things that, there's a little bit of a struggle here and there that put me through the paces, but.
Yep. Yep. Jordan started with us, goodness, how long have you been working for Jake? I think you might have worked for Jake dang near before I showed up.
Yeah, I started, I'm 31 now. I started working here when I was 15. When I was going through college, because I started late, started school when I was 25, 24, yeah. And there was a couple years in college when I didn't work, and then once I graduated and needed another IT guy, and I had all the credentials and
fit the bill.
Yep.
Yeah, so, you've done everything from sweep the floors.
I'm
pull parts.
Yeah, I'm the IT video footage eBay sales guy, but I'm also the guy that anyone out back knows they can come ask me for help, and I can probably be of at least some help.
You've operated all the equipment for the most part, and yeah, definitely been around the junkyard at least as long as I've known you. So anyway, Jordan kind of leads the IT side for us and really makes it happen. There's a lot of that stuff that we're just not very good at, and we need that. It's amazing too. We've made a few posts this last week about selling parts on eBay and keeping that online presence available to the customer. And how many parts do you figure you upload a week or a month? Just out of the inventory to the internet.
When I first started hitting eBay, I'm gonna be honest, I was a lot more, dedicated to it, and it took a lot of my time. So it was probably at that point in time 20 to 30 parts a week. And as of lately, eBay's been kind of wishy-washy on sales, so it's kind of, I don't know, a few parts a week here and there. I need to get back into the habit of posting it, but just with the decreased sales, even when I was posting regularly and all that, it was just like, I'm not seeing much of return on this. And,
sure.
That could be due to a whole bunch of reasons. There's eBay makes changes, and economy, all that stuff, and yeah. But
what do we mainly post online if somebody's looking? Is it antique stuff, or are you going with wheels?
There's some antique stuff, like some older fenders, I know we have some old Corvette T-tops on there right now. So we got an old C10 step side fender that might be thrown up there. That's kind of a hard sell on eBay because those bigger parts, freight. You're having to charge. You have to charge a lot of money for freight, where we like to keep most of our parts on the free shipping side of things when we sell them. Wheels are a big seller on eBay. We've got a lot of wheels on there. And your small parts, AC, switches, just generally small parts. And that helps keep the shipping cost down for us and the customer, because no one likes to buy a part when the part's $100 and you see $150 shipping
freight
on it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so.
No kidding. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue on with fire off with Jordan's suggestion for an opener for the session today, and that's how to acquire a brand new pickup in 3 easy steps. So I'm going to recommend work, and save your money, and then go buy that new pickup. Now that we've made it past that, let's get into what the markets are doing. May was pretty soft, little sideways. We saw some pricing come off in the ferrous markets, but surprisingly, even with the markets going down, the flow definitely picked up for us a lot. We've seen a lot more scale traffic, at least in Eastern Oregon, between our 3 locations being Baker City, LeGrand, and Pendleton. The non-ferrous picked up quite a bit as people are cleaning up, changing batteries out with the seasons changing, plumbing projects, people fixing stuff that went awry throughout the winter. So there's been pretty good flow. We've had a lot of farms doing quite a bit of cleanup. Some of that has to do with just real estate changing hands and acquisitions being made, and so people are changing how the operation functions. So we've seen quite a bit of product come from that. Our trucks are, we're going nonstop right now. We've got 2 full-time truck drivers, and we could probably use about 5 at the current rate. And I'll get into that a little later in this episode as we talk about the economies of scale and trying to grow a business and not get too far over your handlebars and trip yourself up. From the auto salvage side, we've seen quite a good flow of vehicles. We've reached out into some markets a little farther than we normally would reach, but there was some opportunity for some good auto salvage. And with the expansion of our Pendleton facility, it's allowed us to get out there a little farther. So today, I'm going to just talk about some growth of the business. I haven't been at this a whole hell of a long time, so I learn as I go. I learn from a lot of other people. I've got to see some other businesses grow, and so you can make some adjustments based on what you've seen them go through in the past. And so let's dive into that. As far as a scrapyard's concerned, or the recycling side, we've kind of built our company around being extremely mobile. We're able to go chase the product, go out and service the customer, rather than just having a retail location for the customer to bring the product to us. That started with just bins and roll-off containers servicing commercial accounts, being your automotive dealership, mechanics, muffler shops, welding and fabrication, and then the sawmills, along with our agricultural side of the business with the farmers and ranchers. And then that expanded as we were able to acquire more processing equipment, that being a mobile baler, a mobile shear, an excavator, a spare excavator that we could take out of the facility, out of the yard without losing production in-house. And then acquiring an excavator that had a magnet as a spare that we could send out on those jobs and clean those up, along with loaders and telehandlers and bobcats and mini excavators. And the fleet has definitely grown throughout the years, but we've done it at a fairly slow rate. Some would say it's been really fast, and it probably has been, but we definitely have tried not to get too far out over the front there and trip ourselves up. Some people go a little crazy and spend a lot of money, and then the flow dries up, or competition comes to town and takes a cut of that pie. And so we've tried to really make sure that as we expand, somewhat intelligently, and as we can afford it, and as the needs kind of come. You can buy all the equipment you want, but if you don't have the crew to operate that equipment, it doesn't matter. You can only work those same 5 guys or 20 guys or whatever that number may be. You can only work them so many hours. You can only ask so much of them. There's only so many weekends everybody can give up. There's only so much overtime you can pay, and legally, from a transportation standpoint, there's only so many hours that a driver can legally be on the road and safely operate. So there's definitely some restraints that come into play. So we started with the yard here in LeGrand. We were able to expand to that Baker facility, as you guys have heard before, and then we just opened that Pendleton facility. And we're probably batting from behind right now. We probably could use a few more folks than we currently have. We could probably use a little more equipment than we currently have, but we'd rather kind of be a little bit behind than get too far out there ahead. Right now we're kind of looking for some more truck drivers. So if you happen to be listening to this podcast and you happen to have a CDL, live in Eastern Oregon, or think about moving this direction, there could be an opportunity within the company as we grow. This is a never-ending cycle as far as the growth of a business, and the only time it would end, I guess, is when somebody decides that they're done or they don't want to grow anymore. In our case, I don't think that's anytime soon by any means. We have a really young group of individuals, and everybody's looking to get ahead and make something of themselves, and hopefully we're a great platform to help build that off of. And the relationships we've started to build within our customer base over the last 14, 15 years of doing the recycling is just really getting going. And a lot of our customers are a pretty young group of individuals, a lot of young entrepreneurs taking over, purchasing businesses that were existing or creating their own. So our market ever expands, and we'll continue to expand with it. So I spoke with a gentleman the other day about relationships and growing into these new markets. And as we've expanded, we've learned that these new markets, you've got to build those new relationships. You've got to build that trust with that clientele, whether they've had great experiences in the past from previous individuals that have serviced them, or maybe they've had a negative experience. And when that's the case, it can be a little hard to break into a new area and create that trust and business relationship with. So that's part of that growth as well, is creating those relationships and building up that clientele base and building something that's worth lasting. So I know today's podcast was a little short. I'm not going to sit here and just ramble at you the whole time. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment, subscribe, send us a message on Facebook, DM us, etc. Remember, if you need those used auto parts, you can reach out to our LeGrand yard, 541-963-6744. With over 1,500 cars in the yard on average, we've definitely got parts available, constantly buying new inventory, and we've got access to a few hundred yards across the Northwest that we can view for product as well. So keep us in mind for that. Stay safe out there, stay classy, keep on recycling.